George Kell Motor Company player of the game is Cash Forster, and I don't know just exactly what happened at the end right there, and I don't know how far we got before we had to shut it down, but we did have a little problem with some of the fans wanting to come in the press box, and it virtually all stemmed from a lady getting mad at us because the camera people from Rivercrest didn't have any food, and she kept yelling and screaming at us that we should get them some food, but it's not our responsibility to get them food. But anyway, we apologize to the good folks from Wilson Rivercrest, and anytime you lose, there's also people that get a little perturbed about the loss. But more importantly, let's move forward. Cash Forrester, what a football game by you.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about your night.
Well, when we were in the locker room, Coach was all he was talking about was hitting them harder than they were hitting us. And, like, what they're doing before the game is all they're doing is yelling and screaming, and that didn't mean nothing. All that was just false talk and trying to get them riled up. But if we came out and hit them hard, they'd lay down, and that's what we did.
Hey, no doubt where we came out and popped these guys right in the mouth, as they say, offensively, defensively, in the special team. And at the half, 28-0, we had played flawlessly. Talk about your throwing the football tonight. It looked easy for you because you were phenomenal.
I give it all to my line because they gave me a ton of time, and I could just sit back there and relax. And before the game, I always talk about focusing and making good reads and stuff, and I felt like I was really focused in, and I feel like I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, no doubt. I think you did a pretty good job, too, and congratulations to you. You're the George Kell Motor Company player of the game. And you had guys catching the ball, but you were on target all night long, and you could see and you could feel the leadership that you bring. Talk about being a leader of that offense out there and being a leader for this football team.
It's just something that I just do. I don't really think about it. But when you got teammates that support you and always telling you that you're doing a good job and just keep it up, and if you do bad, they're always there for you, it makes it a little bit easier. It's not much of a load on as you would think it is.
What was the mindset coming in this week? Talk about, the practice schedule. We have a great week against Corning last week, but we're playing a football team that had defeated two teams that had already beaten us. So what was it like this week? How was practice like?
It was good. I felt like we were really focused and ready to play because we felt like nobody was giving us a chance to win the game, and we didn't let that bother us, and we just wanted to prove them wrong.
Well, that comes down to coaching, and more importantly, it comes down to kids being able to take the coaching and execute what the coaches have been telling you. I'm so proud of you guys, and then I spoke with your dad before the game, and I told it on the air. He's an old Wilson boy.
He is.
He's an old Wilson, Arkansas boy. Moved here when he was in the 10th grade, and played junior high football over there and at the Cotton Patch. But let me tell you what, that guy's a greyhound all the way, no doubt about it. And I'll bet you he's pretty proud of number 16.
I think he is.
I'm proud of you too, my friend. Great football game for the Newport Greyhounds, and it's something to build on for the future. We got things going on, and I've said it 100 times this year, something special is going to happen for this Newport Greyhound football team.
Yes, sir.
Cash Forster, player of the game, congratulations. Subway Coaches Show. Of course, Subway, all the great food and great service at the Walmart Super Center. It's always great when you get to get on here and talk about a victory. Coach Mark Hansley, a huge victory for the Hounds. But in realistic, you look at this game as we did early in the year, even before we got started, and you say, that's going to be a game. It's going to have some playoff implications, may have some conference championship implications. It was a dominating effort by our football team. Talk about the game.
Well, it's one of those games you circle on the schedule. It was like the Gosnell, the Piggott game, and this game. It's really the ones that you really circle to really put everything you have into it more than just from last year. I guess is what I'm trying to say. We're not overlooking about, but it's a game we wanted really bad. And I'm not gonna lie to you. When we sat down on Saturday, we all looked at each other and said, we can get these guys. We really had that kind of confidence because we had that game plan. We used the same type of game plan we had going into Gosnell.
Right.
And I feel like our game plan for Gosnell was so complete and so sound defensively. I felt good. It's seldom that on Sunday you feel like, man, that's a great game plan. You feel before you even go install it, it's going to work. And that's kind of what we had going in defensively. And I'll give offense credit, man. We installed a few wrinkles this week. We did some things to get some guys the ball that we wanted to get the ball to. We did a great job of dead calling tonight, keeping them unbalanced. Our offensive line, let me tell you something. They don't get a lot of credit.
Okay? Never get their name called on the PA.
And people will say they're underachieving or this undersized. They're not. Let me tell you something. That group tonight, I wouldn't want any other offensive line in this state than what I had tonight. That group played their hearts out tonight. And no matter what point of the game it was, they said, "Coach, we got you. We got you."
Right.
And they were just gonna fight and gonna compete the whole game. And man, I was so proud of that group. And I wanted to bring two of those big guys up there tonight, but Cash was worthy of it because of the game he played. But let me tell you something, man. I cannot talk enough about that offensive line tonight. I was impressed with them, really impressed.
Well, offensively, we did have some wrinkles. We had some deception in the offense. We became, and anybody looks and says, well, you're predictable, or oh, you're not predictable, or whatever. But some of the deception that we threw in there that set up some things, I thought John did an excellent job, even from the screen pass early in the game on a 3rd down and long, convert some 3rd downs, converted some 4th downs.
Hey, that was a play that we got drawn up, and we do it off our rollout game, and it really does. It draws people over, and it probably worked really well against us because people just want to sling to that rollout side. And when you can just slip out a guy like Monquel Cox out there, when we saw it ran the first time in practice, we were like, "Ooh, that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one." And we got a chance to run it right there early, and man, it hit. And one more, probably one more missed tackle. I can't remember, but it would have been gone. So that was a great wrinkle to have for him.
Well, obviously the preparation is always excellent for our football team, and then you have to get here, and then you have to expect 15, 16, 17-year-old kids to execute what you've prepared to do. And I would say overall that our kids, they followed the game plan pretty well this week.
They did. I'll tell you what, man. The kids really bought into what we were doing this week, and I'll tell you the best thing that I saw tonight out of everything, no matter the execution, the preparation throughout the week, was how we've been coming together here of late. We really have, and the team that tonight was just where they were all in. As soon as they got here today, to pregame, to right before the end of the game, we were still all in, and everybody was going forward for one result, and that was a win for the Greyhounds. And great night all around.
Well, a big win for the Greyhounds, no doubt. That puts us, it puts us in another game closer to where we want to be as far as the standings go, and it gets us, above the even mark in the conference. It makes us 3-2, and beat a team that's the league leader, I should say. And then, just shows what kind of football team that these kids can be. And it's all about winning. It's all about playoffs. And you get in the playoffs, and anything can happen. You got to be playing well, and we played well the last 2 weeks, and looking forward to the last couple of games. Osceola here coming up, and then on the road to Manila. 2 football games that will be good ones, and you got to prepare.
And let me tell you, this is a team that's going to stay humble. I'm going to try to make sure that we stay humble and we stay hungry, because we could finish very strong in this conference. And I don't just talk about playoffs. I always talk about the run we're going to make in playoffs, because I want that to be in their mind that we're just not going to go to playoffs, boys. We're going to try to push it and make a run for it. And so you're right. Anything can happen when you get in that playoff run. How things are going to match up and who you're going to play and stuff. So, it's just an exciting time right now to be a Hound, and I'm just lucky to be part of it, man.
Coach Mark Hinesley, as always, we appreciate you taking time to come join us here on Cable 15 TV, and congratulations on a big victory for the Hounds, and then looking forward to the next couple of weeks, and then after that, see what happens for the Hounds.
Yes, sir.
Go Hounds.